Going to do a little comparison today, the Vanquest Falconer 27 and the Maxpedition Falcon II. Now, a lot of people think that these bags are similar, but after this, I'm going to tell you why one of these bags really stands out on its own. Let's take a look at the outsides first. Upon initial impression, these do look like similar bags. Each of these I happen to have a dump pouch set up on the side. The dump pouches do not come with them. These are extra for both. First thing on the Vanquest right here, you've got this front pocket. And it's kind of a slimmer pocket. You can see it is one piece here with two zippers on it. The Maxpedition does not have that, and you can see on the Maxpedition that we've got a lot of MOLLE on the front of it. In fact, overall on the outside, we're going to see more MOLLE on the Maxpedition than we will the Vanquest. Vanquest actually tried to tone down the more military style look on this, and perhaps that's one reason they got rid of a lot of the MOLLE. The Maxpedition has this Y kind of yoke, this compression strap that helps cinch everything down. The Vanquest does not. As we open this up, again, we're looking at MOLLE here on this top pouch. On this side, we do have some. It's facing the different direction, as you can see. And then also we have this little bungee cord, this little shock cord here. And we do have Velcro here versus here for the morale patches if you're interested in it. Let's go to the sides. See, we've got MOLLE here on the side of the Vanquest, the Falconer 27. We've just got 3 rows of it. On the Maxpedition Falcon II, we've got a lot more. Another difference you can see on the side, this is true for both sides, is the Vanquest here has one compression strap, whereas the Maxpedition has got this compression strap, and then it's got a second lower compression strap as well. Moving on to the other side, one aspect you'll see is with the Maxpedition, you're going to be able to mount some of your accessories a little bit higher, where on the Vanquest, if you're going to be attaching things, it's got to sit a little bit lower just because of where that MOLLE is located on the sides of the bag. Backside, you got the D-rings here, similar attachment, not quite the same D-rings, but nevertheless, kind of the same concept going on. The Vanquest, you can see, has got some of these little Velcro tie hold downs, I guess, for your webbing. Buckles here are pretty much the same everywhere, as just a standard 2-release, and it goes. You just push the 2 buttons. The one exception is on the waist belt on the Vanquest. This is the waist belt, and as you can see, it's not your traditional 2-button. I can't get it released. It's actually a 3-button. You've got a button here, you got to push that, and then these 2 buttons, and then the waist belt will come apart. And another difference on the Vanquest is this has a place that you can actually take the waist belt, fold it up, and store it inside. The Maxpedition, the waist belt is just attached to the sides, and there's no place to store it. Another difference you'll see in the back on the Vanquest is you've got a little more breathable type material and a little more padding on this one than you do on the Maxpedition. Looking at the bottoms of these bags, on the Vanquest we have some MOLLE here and here, and there is no compression straps on the bottom here. Whereas on the Maxpedition, you've got a little bit different bottom here. It's more of a rubberized type, and you do have two compression straps. On the tops, you can see the handles are a little bit different too. The Maxpedition, it's a smaller handle. You can see my fingers get in there. I probably got about medium-sized hands. Whereas on the Vanquest, it's much more open. The Vanquest does have this neoprene handle on, which actually I like those quite a bit. I find them comfortable. Now moving to the pockets. So we've already gone over this kind of front pocket right here on the Vanquest. But to get to a little more apples to apples, so to speak, is we'll dig into these layers. This front pocket actually is more of a clamshell style, so it falls completely open, whereas the Maxpedition, it only falls about that far open. Now I'm getting ready for a backpacking trip, planning on using this bag, so I've kind of got it loaded with some of my backpacking equipment. I think the initial idea that this is to be used for is more of a first aid type of area. It has a lot of these elastic straps and a lot of these, again, going back to the shock cord here, so that when you open this bag, it's nice because now your stuff isn't falling all over the place. Easy to get to, but this kind of gives you some idea of the storage capacity. So we've got a pocket back here, and then we've got some individual pockets here. You can see just for size, there's a standard lighter. Fits that quite snugly. And then this one's going to be a little bit bigger. There's a small Altoid tin right there. It's actually full of char cloth. And then you've got the elastic holders here, and then also bigger ones directly behind it. You do have a key fob, and just to give you again a rough idea, there's kind of the depth of this pocket back there. I've got a bunch of paracord, some bank line, and I do have my compass. Moving down here, kind of give you a close-up of a lot of that storage down here. This is great stuff. And again, you can see as I'm holding the bag open, as this falls open, your stuff isn't going to go falling everywhere because it's secured in that particular pocket. Now in the Maxpedition, you do have some organization, but it's not near as much. You've got a deep pocket back here, and again, you can see that as a comparison is not quite as deep. And then you do have a bigger pocket right here, and some smaller, you know, fit great with pencils, pens, those type of things right here. And this one's even smaller. Moving on to this top pouch, it only has one zipper on the Vanquest and only one zipper on the Maxpedition. Open it up with the Maxpedition, it's just one pouch right here. With the Vanquest, you have the pouch, just the normal pouch, but again, we've got some of that elastic storage. You've also got a rear pocket, and you also have a front pocket right here. One other thing too is with a lot of these pockets, we've got this nice ripstop material that's inside, both down here and this top one. Moving back another layer, again, what we have with the Vanquest is this fully open clamshell style, whereas with the Maxpedition, it doesn't quite go that far. With the Vanquest, you can see I've got a pocket back here, and then you've got another pouch down on this side. What I've got in here right now, like I'm halfway getting ready for a backpacking trip. I've got a little mess kit in this pouch. And as we jump over here on the Maxpedition, you do have a pouch in the back that kind of gives you an idea of depth. And then you have a couple of these little netted see-through pouches on front of that. And then you've got your main pouch down here. There is a bottle of water. On this panel of the Maxpedition, nothing there. Now, as we move over to the Vanquest, what you have is you've actually got some Velcro here and some right here. In addition, you have a pocket right here. It's closed by Velcro. And underneath this pocket, there is another little storage space in there. And what I've got in there right now that actually fits quite well is my Katadyn Hiker water purification. Now what this Velcro offers is the ability to really customize this pack down the road. Now we'll start to see more of that as we get into additional pockets. Moving on to the main compartment on the Maxpedition, like we've seen on the other Vanquest, this is just a down blanket stuffed in there to get it full, give you an idea what's going on. This one does open for that full clamshell style. You do have some storage here, some nice storage with a zippered pocket up front. And then you've also got this netted storage, it's an open top here, down below. The Vanquest, the way this opens is going to be similar, or is going to be the same when it comes to that clamshell style. So it's going to open all the way. But the reason I'm doing the compression straps up here is because I do want to show you one difference. Now what happens is if you have these compression straps strapped up, it creates more of a bucket type of scenario with this pack. So that's kind of fun with that if you don't want to open it all up. And quite honestly, sometimes with those clamshell styles, I don't want to open it all up, especially when it comes to this and everything's going to come tumbling out. So it's nice that they designed it that way. Now, if you do want to get into this, and that is nice to be able to do as well, you can open this up, and it's going to open up in that clamshell style. We talked about the Velcro earlier, and this is where we're going to see a lot more Velcro. So in addition to that, actually, we've got all this MOLLE from here and on this side as well. And then in the middle is one big old piece of Velcro. In addition, you've got it on the side here and on the side here. This is set up to be customized with other small pouches that you can put in here. And a lot of the pouches they have right now, you might be thinking to yourself, are all attached via MOLLE, but Vanquest is coming out soon with the ability to convert those smaller pouches to be able to work with this Velcro type stuff. Some quick insert footage here. I just returned from a trip, and this was not a backpacking trip, but a camping trip. But I wanted to show you how I utilized some of that Velcro and the packs and how you can attach them. Now this is the great thing about these type of attachments, is really they're limited to your imagination. So you can see this one, I put my backpacking saw in, or just wood saw. This one has the shock cord on it that you can tighten. Again, how this works is you can see it's just Velcroed on the backs, so you can put it down here, you can put it up here, you can put it anywhere available that there is Velcro. Here's another setup you can use. Because this was a camping trip, was able to take a little more stuff with me. So this I actually used for my toiletries to kind of separate them in the main compartment. Again, limited to your imagination. But how this one works, you've got these little tabs right here, these little Velcro tabs. So those come off and go on this main portion, or at least the way I've used it. Stick it where you want. And then these little tabs, what I did is I looped them around the connection points on the webbing on the extra piece of gear that you're using. That's what they look like on. Put it wherever you want it in there, and then this goes like that. This is a really cool process, guys, and I actually liked it a lot. Just that ability to customize the bag to that next step that we really haven't seen before. Now we move to this front panel, and again, we have more Velcro, and then you have these two flaps right here on the side. Those are also Velcroed shut. But what that does is it opens up another storage section under here to help further divide gear or whatever your creative mind comes up with. Moving to the back panels, they both have areas where you can conceal a firearm, a pistol, or it could be used as a water bladder storage area. On the Vanquest, you're going to be opening up from this side over here, as opposed to the Maxpedition, you're going to be opening up from the opposite side. So that may or may not mean anything to you. In addition, the Maxpedition opens up on the side, and then it opens up a little bit on top. And where you've got the Velcro, you can see actually the holster that's in there right now. The Velcro is going to be on the very bottom portion. On the Vanquest, you've got the two zippers as well. Maxpedition does have two zippers, but it only opens up down the side. You've got some nice nylon ripstop material inside. And then you've got Velcro, and the Velcro, it's going to be hard to see on camera, but it's attached to this piece right here, and it starts about right here So about right here, and it's about that wide. And then it goes the length all the way down pretty much to the bottom. And you do have an area right here to bring, if you put a water bladder back there, to bring your hose up and out. It does have drainage holes on the bottom, and the Maxpedition Falcon II also has a place to bring your hose out with your water bladder, but it does have a closure, Velcroed, and then you can bring that out. This also has drainage holes in the bottom. One thing I want to bring your attention to, as I really got looking into these two bags, I wanted to show you this comparison. So this is the stitching, if you can kind of see it there on camera, on some of the MOLLE, and what it's doing actually, the stitching is going back and forth multiple times on this. The one difference that I notice on the Maxpedition is it's more of a linear stitch as opposed to kind of this zigzag back and forth stitch. To me, this is going to be much stronger in the long run, especially on these points of stress. Something else of note that I found between the Vanquest and the Maxpedition is the actual material that it's made of. The Vanquest is made out of 1000D mill grade Cordura. Just as a note, the Multicam Black is made out of 500D, but the Maxpedition is also made out of a 1000D, but the difference is this isn't official Cordura material. Now, I've been running this bag for a long time and it's held up pretty decently, but this is a better material from all the research that I could gather. The Maxpedition Falcon II is a great bag. That said, the Vanquest Falconer 27, this thing has a lot going for it. It's got all that capability for customization. It's got phenomenal amount of storage capacity and organizational capacity. This bag really stands out as its own bag. So there you have it. There's a comparison of the Maxpedition Falcon II and the Vanquest Falconer 27. Both great bags, but again, this one does really stand out on its own, and I've been really impressed with this bag. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.